blazing trails, you know how Johnny moves. Young black mamba dropping the hottest news, like some mad attorney calling audibles. When it's mindset, I don't know how I'ma lose. Keep it 100, we from the 90s, dude. Freshest podcast out, we on the grind for you. Stuck in your head all day, Gorilla Glue. They think they really gon' out me, pull up with the big tech. Call it Silicon Valley, made it through a dark winter, it was getting so cloudy. Now we got the sickest show in the whole county. It's a cold world, better bundle up. Gotta get the shovel when the truck is stuck in the middle of a blizzard still coming up. Tuning in just so I know what is up. It's the Cloud Chronicles.
What up, world? We are live. This is the Cloud Chronicles. I'm your host, creator, all that good jazz, man in charge, Jerry and Blaze. Welcome to the show. I have a super special guest, man. I don't even know where to even start with this. I'm so glad I got this man on the show. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of his work. You've definitely seen him if you've seen the Netflix show Trailer Park Boys. You've definitely seen him. He's also been in Dawn of the Dead. He's been in A History of Violence. But we all know him. I know him best as Jacob from the Trailer Park Boys. So I want you to welcome actor Jacob Rolfe in the building to the show right now. Jacob, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's up, Jarian? Nice to see you,
man.
Good. Just it's a hot day in Nova Scotia, so nice to kick back and have a chat.
Hell yeah, man! Thank you so much. I got to give you the big. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. This is the Cloud Chronicles, man. Let's blaze one. I am not going to miss my opportunity to smoke with my man Jacob, man. So we're about to light up.
Sweet.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, as they say.
It's well past 4:20 here, that's for sure.
Definitely, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Thanks for everybody for joining me. Whoever is watching this now and watching it later. So we're gonna get into it, man. I would like for you to first tell me, man, give me a little bit of your acting background. What made you get into acting?
Gosh, the background is pretty much Trailer Park Boys. When I was in grade 7, I think I thought I wanted to be an actor just because they make you pick stuff, or that's what kids do, I guess, sort of aspire to things. And I thought, oh yeah, actor, Hollywood, why not? And I went to this acting school and we had to do a play at the end of the 7 days. And I was so struck with stage fright on stage.
Right.
That was the end of that for probably about 15, years or more until I ended up on Trailer Park Boys, which was just by chance, basically. The show was starting and they were looking for people to fill small roles. And I was doing background on a different movie, and Mike Clattenburg, the original creator of the show, Boys, his wife was a makeup artist on this other movie I was just doing background on. And so, yeah, she put us in contact and the rest is history. So total by chance, basically.
That's really cool though, man, how it worked out, because I mean, I don't know if you knew, but I mean, that springboarded into a lot of work.
Well, yeah. I mean, who would have guessed that the show would have ever, gotten the traction it did, and who would have guessed that my, small role would have expanded into being, Ricky's son-in-law.
Right.
Not I, that's for sure.
I never saw that coming either. That's great, man. That's great. I was late to the show, definitely. Like I said, I'm down here in Texas, so when I went up and did some work in South Dakota, the guys on the job, dude, they were giving me so much shit because I had never even heard of it, let alone seen it. So I had to go right home and get on Netflix, and it's been over all since then, man. I mean, you see, I got the shirt right here.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
Yeah, man. I got a Mr. Leahy shirt too, man. R.I.P. to him, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. But I definitely love the show, man. I think it's great. I think we need more shows like that. That's why I still rewatch it.
It's so well written. Obviously it's a popular show for reasons, but
right.
At first glance, it looks so rough around the edges and kind of you might wonder what the fuck's going on, but there's so many layers to it, and it really is like when they're on point, it's the show seems ingenious to me, I would say.
Yes, yes, it really is. I felt so dumb because I usually pride myself in knowing like the funny stuff that's out, and like I'm usually the person telling people, "Man, go check this out," and that just flew over my head, man. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I love it. I love it though. So
Yeah,
let me
even
ask
though
you.
it was on network television here, I guess originally, but it was still like pretty underground.
Oh, okay. Well, that that makes sense. Probably why I didn't know about it in Texas then.
Yeah, it was on something called Showcase up here in
Yeah.
Canada, which I think you probably have it in the States too, but or maybe you didn't. Maybe it was more of a Canadian thing.
I think it was because we have Showtime, but we don't have Showcase.
That's right. That's what you got down there.
Yeah. So I figured, I was like, okay, well, this kind of makes sense. This is probably like a Canadian channel that I just don't have access to until it got to Netflix. But I wanted to ask you about your illustrating, man. Are you still doing that?
I am. Yeah, that's my main gig.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So yeah, like let's get into that, man. Tell me a little bit about that, man. The company, I believe, is Floating World Studio.
Yeah. I've got some sort of different names. I've got a bit more of a Trailer Park Boys themed shop online with where I have both like Trailer Park Boys themed pieces that I make and my other just sort of like psychedelic doodles or whatever my style is.
Yeah.
I like to get high and draw, and then I turn some of my drawings into screen prints. So you can see a few of them around me here. Here, I'll tilt up for a sec here, and some more things up. Okay. So here's one with Ricky smoking a 6-paper joint with a few joints. I'll give you.
Did you post that one on your Instagram? I think I might have saw that one on your IG.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I like that one. That's a good picture.
So I just like doing sort of like funny doodles and making prints out of them. I really enjoy the process of screen printing as well. It's a nice a creative outlet as an artist, a way to like turn your just pen drawings or whatever into actual physical pieces. I also do other. I'll show you another random piece here. Like here's one I made of a giant.
That's dope.
I went to this little festival in Nova Scotia called Scallop Fest a couple summers ago before COVID, and I don't really eat seafood. I eat fish sometimes, but all other seafood kind of freaks me out, or it's a fascination, repulsion kind of thing. And with scallops, like it's totally the same thing. So I looked them up online and learned they have like tons of these eyes, and they just seem like such weird alien creatures that I made this like scallop alien image. So I do it like trippy psychedelic, stuff.
I'm into all that stuff, bro. I'm into all that. Stuff. So that's really cool. So you already told me how you got on Trailer Park Boys, which is cool, kind of by chance. But hey, you got to take advantage of those opportunities, though, and I think you definitely made the most of that for sure, bro.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's. I mean, it took me a long time to do. I remember like a decade ago or more, Mike Lattenberg was like, dude, you got to sell some Trailer Park Boys art. And I was like, oh yeah, man, I'll get, that's a good idea. I'll get around to it eventually. And it took a while, but I did, and, there's obviously, there's lots of fans out there. So folks like it. And so it's good. It's been keeping me from like having to go live in the gutter, for this past year, especially since, like all my other sort of income has dried up with COVID. Like I used to go out to like art shows and sell stuff.
Right.
But since that dried up, I've had a pretty good mail order business with screen prints, and it's been mostly Trailer Park Boys stuff in the past like year or so.
Hey man,
thank heck.
I'm glad you've been able to channel like that creative thing into, especially, and then make some money off of it too with the COVID.
Yeah.
With the, everything shut down.
Yeah. Things could have easily not transitioned so well, but moving to like digital, I guess. Like I made a new website last year, and moving some things more online. I only had an Etsy shop previous, so like I'm a full-on stoner and a slow learner, slow mover. But even so, I was able to not starve to death. So it's pretty awesome.
Cool, man. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I do want to ask you. Excuse me. Favorite pardon me.
Need some water.
Yeah. Jeez. All right, there we go. Yeah. So your favorite? Did you have like a favorite episode or a favorite season that you did?
I mean, season 7 really made an impression on me. That was like when I went from, being just a very minor character to, being like full on part of the plot. And like like I was dressed up as Julian most of that season.
Yeah, I remember.
So yeah, it was just like it was so surreal to be on set doing all that and being dressed up like Julian, driving around in the back of the shipmobile. That was like, that was sort of a golden age of the show for me in a certain sense. Although then there was like a 7-year gap or whatever, where there were no more seasons.
What was it?
Between season 7 and 8, there was like a pretty long gap, 6 years, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
The show had like officially ended, and then it came back from from the dead. Basically, the boys bought the rights off the old producers, and so season 8, like everything since season 8 has been more recent. Well, that's by definition, but has been under the boys as the producers, and was after the hiatus. It's sort of like the second part of the dynasty, is how I think about it.
I like it, man. I think that's funny you said season 7. That's literally where I'm at in my rewatch. I think I'm on like episode 4, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Season 7 episode. I can't remember what the name of the episode is, but I remember I was looking at it this morning.
Am I lost in the woods yet in episode 4?
Probably not. You're well on the way. Well on the way, man. Well on the way. So are you doing any work with the new stuff? The jail series?
The boys are still making stuff, and so yeah, I was in some of the jails, like the first jail season, and
I watched that.
There's plans to do another jail season, to my understanding, sometime. So I expect I'll get a call once that comes online.
That'd be awesome, man. I'd love to see you on there. I'd love to see T as well. Yeah,
was T in the first jail season?
No, he wasn't. I don't know. I'd actually had him on the show not too long ago. Yeah. Maybe like a month ago. And I believe he said he wasn't on the first season. But I thought I saw. I don't know. I thought he was. I thought he was on the first season. Maybe
the rock pile was.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like one
between you and me, they're a little unorganized sometimes at like Trailer Park Boys. Last year there was a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of stuff they had scheduled for me and Corey. Like our scenes are often together, obviously. But then Corey lives in Toronto now, so that they didn't like plan with him to come out here for enough days. So they had to like cancel a bunch of the scenes and all this stuff. And it's just like, oh my God. I mean, there's so much to organize when you're doing a TV show. I can't even imagine. I'd be way worse, but still,
Yeah, I can only imagine, bro. I can only imagine. You got to get with people. You got to get like
so many moving parts. I couldn't even start to imagine.
Yeah, definitely. So we are both cannabis fans. Favorite strand?
It's sort of hard to get like specific strains that you want out here in Nova Scotia, at least like around. I guess you can mail order them in, like in the gray market. Like there's weed's legal here in Canada, although the rules change province to province, and you can order weed legally through like the liquor store here. But there's a big gray market, it's mostly tolerated. They do crack down now and then, but I should go. It's so hit and miss. Like when you order weed from some random person on the internet, that you don't really know, what you're getting or what. Like,
yeah,
it might be good one time, then you get the same thing, like a month later, and it's just like totally doesn't seem like it's the same weed. So like, I found it hard to for find consistency on like just from like the general random internet. But I generally like to smoke like sort of heavy indicas. And I'm smoking some weed right now, just from I don't have the bag here. It's just actually in this.
Indica, correct me. The indica is that's the more of the creative one, right?
Well, I mean, the way it's often described as indica is more like sort of heavy and like will put you to sleep or sort of couch lock kind of thing. And
okay, I had it back.
And the sativa is more creative, although I find there's like almost more variation within either types of strain than there is between them. But like I like strong weed, and indica tends to be like stronger weed, at least in my experience. And so that's what I tend to gravitate towards.
I have to agree with you.
I do like historically when I've had sort of nice boutique weeds, like there was one called Pinky in the Brain, which like it was like fireworks, man. Like it was almost like being on mild mushrooms, which was really nice.
Was it a hybrid?
I think it was like a indica dominant hybrid.
Okay. I mean, pretty much everything now is a hybrid.
Yeah. Most of the strains are, but I like the what's the cheese strains. I've often had good luck with, but
blue cheese I think is one of them or something like that.
Yeah, there's so many names.
Yeah.
Like as people make different strains and crosses that I'm sure there's a blue cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you tend to like? Do you have a go-to strain?
Me, well, I don't necessarily have a strain. But I do like the more creative ones that don't, where I can like function. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can medicate all day and still be productive.
It could be a fine balance sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I guess it depends. Like, some weed will just is not productive at all and ends up like despite your best intentions, you'll smoke something, want to do some work, and then you're on the couch for an hour or two, or it's happened to me many times, to be sure. But
yes, yeah.
Right now my tolerance is pretty high, so I could I smoke the indicas all day long and am quite functional or quite productive these days and functional as far as it goes.
Hey man, for me. I'm the same way, bro. I'm the same way. All day, every day, and I'm getting shit done. I mean, hey, I started this podcast in the pandemic.
Yeah, fucking awesome. Yeah, I often travel in the winters. Didn't last year, obviously, but I go to like meditation centers and stuff for some periods when I travel.
Yeah,
I also like to smoke weed when I travel, but it's like I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And so I often have a nice like hiatus, while I'm at a meditation center, but it hasn't happened this past winter. So I'm overdue. There's nothing like not smoking weed for 10 days and then, and like meditating, getting really attuned to like sensitive feelings in your body and mind.
Yeah.
And then smoking some weed. Woo.
Is it like a different type of it's body experience?
Like kind of like if you ever just stop smoking for whatever reason, like say you just can't get good weed, or you're, I don't know, like at your parents' house or in a different country or something like that. Even just not smoking for a few days, and then you have a joint or a puff, and it's like, holy fuck, like, what is this?
Yeah. The last time I stopped, it was for 7 months straight.
Oh yeah, wow, that's a long time.
And I'm talking about the first blunt that I had smoked, like when that first blunt, halfway through it, put it out, and I was on the bed like, okay, I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna go lie down. I'm gonna go lie down for a moment.
Definitely. Yeah. Been there many times. I remember like after one meditation retreat coming home and like, okay, I'm not gonna smoke weed, I'm gonna do some other stuff and just, don't need to smoke weed right away. I'm in control. And then whatever. Then eventually smoking some weed and then just like lying on my bed and feeling like there was like a beam of energy just like shooting out of my, sort of like eye area. Yeah. And, like my whole body was like electric.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're like, is this weed?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like someone spike it with like mushrooms or something.
Yeah, something. They spiked it with something.
Fentanyl.
So you said it's legal out there, right?
Say again?
It's legal in Canada, right?
It is. Yeah, I mean, there's limitations.
Like, notice the change with people across the board now? Like, is it like everybody's a little bit more mellow now, or?
I guess so.
It's been a couple years.
It's been like 2.5 years, maybe. It feels like it sort of feels like it's been forever, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I live in the country now, like not really in an urban area, so I don't get like I'm not in people's faces smoking weed much, so I don't like I'm not able to gauge how like how people are feeling,
Yeah.
But I think it's much more accepted now, and I mean it's got to be. there's definitely folks who are like, who don't like it one bit and would never try it because it was illegal and, like sort of very conformist kind of attitudes. But,
Exactly.
Different
it is what it is. It may not be for you, but I guarantee somebody it's for.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, maybe they'll try it eventually. But folks get pretty stuck in their ways. I'm sure I'm stuck in my ways in all kinds of ways that I'm blind to. But
right,
not being a prude towards weeds is not one of them. That's for sure.
Hell yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. So I want to ask you this real quick. Do you have like advice for like newcomers, people that are, aspiring actors, people like myself, that do podcasting and acting and a little bit of everything, what would your advice be, man, to them? So, people that are just maybe not just getting started, but they're started and they haven't got that big break yet.
Yeah, I mean, like my, sort of road to coming up in acting was so sort of, lucky and random that, like I didn't put in the hard work or sort of try to get out there. But that's what you got to do, I guess. Just, getting out there is the way to do it. Like for acting, you can sign up, you can find like a background agent and start doing background roles on movies, and you can start to sort of see what's going on set that way. And like you're treated like a bit like sort of cattle at times, but it's cool. Like it's at least the first few times you're on set, it's like pretty interesting, and you're just sort of absorbed with how like what's going on. Then eventually, if you start to do it a lot, you might start to feel like you're being exploited and like underappreciated, potentially. I guess it depends on the production and various factors.
Right.
But like that's a great way to start to see what's happening on set, and then you can start to apply for actual like acting roles if you are into that kind of thing. Like I've only gone to a couple of auditions ever in my life that wasn't Trailer Park Boys, and it was fucking nerve-wracking, and I almost like passed out from stress. Like totally not my bag at all.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like I can imagine, bro. Like I get anxiety sometimes, like before I do my podcast. You know what I mean? Like I'm 5 minutes before, and like I'm like, God, why am I sweating right now? And oh my God, and like my head, I have to get a towel and like wipe my forehead off, and like I'm sitting there.
Yeah, it's like performance anxiety. It can happen in all kinds of
exactly.
Like if you're the kind of person who got nervous like doing a talk in front of class, it could be very similar to that. And that kind of thing I hated in school, man. I used to like again almost pass out from like the the stress of it all.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I didn't like the reading in front of people either. Yeah. I could read, but it's just like I don't want to do this in front of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's weird. Like sometimes you get self-conscious in a weird way, and you start to like you lose track of what you're actually doing. You start to think about what you're doing from a third-party perspective or something like that, and you totally everything starts to shut down. And
yes,
it only gets worse if you don't nip it in the bud like right away, basically. So. Yeah. I've had to learn to. I mean, I guess now that I'm used to being in front of the camera more, it's not like it's not the same. I can get a bit anxious, maybe like especially the first time on set, like in a year or whatever. But nothing like the old days. Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd be nervous like the whole week leading up to the day going to the set. You know what I mean? Just wouldn't be able to sleep before.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been there. I guess I've learned, or like my body or my part of my brain has learned. It's just like it's easier just not to deal with all that stress. So just like I'm able to sort of step away from it, and like not engage, like not be affected in the same ways I used to be. Like fuck. Yeah. I think meditation sort of helped with that to some degree, but also just getting older and having more experience as well.
Yeah. Definitely helps. Well, do you like want to do any more acting? I know you said of course you'll do more Trailer Park Boys if they want you to do that, but like any like any other type of roles or anything like that? You got anything you're working on you can tell us about? And maybe
there's nothing I'm working on that's like secret or not secret acting wise. Like for me, like my range is like really narrow. It's pretty much me being Jacob. Or Jacob Collins is a bit, just extra dumb Jacob. So like certain roles I'd be able to do where it's just, me being me, like if I was a waiter in a sort of small roles and whatever, but I'm not really like the, sort of character actor or things that are too involved. Just, it's not, I guess it's got to be like within my narrow range, which doesn't come out much at all out here in Nova Scotia.
Right.
I mean,
right. You got your lane.
There's hardly anything happening, like sort of film wise. There are some productions going on, but like everything is cast and like kind of closed up before it gets to like you don't see call outs for actors here hardly at all. It's all done like at some level.
Oh, I got you. That's cool.
No, I don't really aspire to do acting. It'd be nice, like the right role. I'd be happy to do it, and it could be fun. But most roles would just be a lot of stress. And although I could definitely like use some work, like I really don't like stress.
Hey man, I hear you. I really don't like stress. I felt that, man. The way you said that, I was like, man, I felt him on that, dude. Like I really do not like stress either.
And I've learned as I've been able to like cut, I can cut certain stress, like, sort of notice it in advance and like avoid it. And I sort of do that, more often. Although not all the time. I still end up, some stress is good. It's good. Sometimes it can lead to, you growing and like, having good results. But sometimes it's extremely stressful and doesn't seem to be, a good thing overall. So I like keeping life, sort of on a nice simple track these days.
Yeah. You got to manage. It's got to be worthwhile stress.
Exactly. Yeah. And keep it in balance, some stress, not too much stress.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you sitting down with me today, man. Like I said, I don't want to hold you too long. You're always welcome back on my show. I'd love to have you back and do another episode, and we can get into some more stuff and sit back and smoke. All right, man. That's awesome. And he said it on camera, so everybody has. It's on camera. We're 1 minute 27:05.
Yeah. I had a great time. It's been a great chat, and anytime, man.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey, man, this has been the Cloud Chronicles, man. Jacob Rolfe, right here. Your host, Jerry and Blaze, man. At the end of the episode, I always like to say mental health is real. You take care of this, it'll take care of you. Tell somebody you love them.
I agree wholeheartedly. Jerry and all the people out there, peace.
Peace. We're out of here, man. Cloud Chronicles.